Now let's take a look at this limit. We have the limit as x approaching 0, cosine of some number m times x minus cosine of some number n times x over x squared. So right here, m and n, they are just some constants. So our answer most likely will end up with in terms of m or n, right? So keep that in mind. Well, let's see. Plugging 0 into all the x's, this will become cosine 0, which is 1, minus another cosine 0, which is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. And then on the bottom, you can guess it. You guess 0, so L'Hopital's rule. Okay, here we go. Use L'Hopital's rule, and then let's go ahead and differentiate the top, and then differentiate the bottom. So here we get the limit as x approaching 0. Okay, here you have to be careful with the chain rule, because if you don't use the chain rule, of course, that's the common mistake, right? The derivative of cosine is negative sine, and then we have the mx. Then we multiply by the derivative of mx, which is m. So let me just multiply by that right here. Then we bring down the minus, but the derivative of cosine is negative sine. So this becomes plus, and then we have sine of nx. And then just like that, we multiply by the derivative of nx, which is n. And then over the derivative of that, which is 2x. Okay. Now, check this out. If we put 0 into here and here, on the top will be 0 again, and on the bottom, we get 0 again. Therefore, we have to use L'Hopital's rule one more time. So let's just go ahead and do it. Here we go. Let me just write down d dx, and then d dx. So this is L'Hopital's rule. Here we get the limit as x approaching 0. All right, the derivative of sine is cosine, and then we have mx, yeah? But here we have a negative, and then here we have the m from earlier. Okay, so let me just bring the m here, and the derivative of sine is cosine, I read that already. Then we have to use the chain rule one more time, right? We have to use the chain rule right here. The derivative of mx is m, so we multiply this by m, which in fact we get m squared. And then right here, same thing. So let me just put down plus, and then let me put down the n, and then the derivative of sine is cosine, and then the nx stays, and then multiply by the derivative of nx, which is n. So that's what we have. Okay, and then on the bottom we have 2. And now you see there's no more x on the bottom. You know we are on the right track. So now we just have to kind of write this down. When x is 0, this is 1, that's 1, so that's very nice. So in fact, let me just... Okay, I'll write this down. So this becomes negative m times n, which is m squared times cosine of m times 0, right? And then plus n times n, which is n squared, and then times cosine of n times 0, and then all over 2. But as I said, this right here is just 0, and this right here is just 0. So cosine 0 is 1. Cosine 0 is 1. So this right here altogether is just negative m squared plus n squared over 2. Or usually you like to write down the positive term first. So maybe let's write it as n squared minus m squared over 2. And that's the final answer. I think the result is pretty nice. That's it.